Welcome to Toffee TV, it's the Tuesday topic. We've had a video in from Mark.
Hi Bars, Ped. Discussion for Tuesday topic. I wanted to discuss the introduction of the video assistant referee for next season. And do you think that it might have a potential impact on the so-called top six in the Premier League in terms of league position? I think for me, it should create a level playing field. Decisions that we see that always seem to go for the top six, especially at home, whether it's penalties, offsides, or fouls and set pieces. I think if you take into consideration, if you look at Richarlison, how many times he's fouled and how many times we actually get free kicks, and I think if you put that up against how many times Salah or Harry Kane gets fouled, I would presume there'll be a hell of a lot more free kicks awarded. It was interesting that Matt Letitia tweeted. It said a lot of teams of the bigger teams seem a little concerned about introduction of VAR, so maybe there could be something in it. I was just wondering what your views were on VAR. Do you think it'll change anything? It seemed to work in the World Cup, so who knows. Okay, thank you.
Nice one, Mark. Nice to get away from talking about Everton. Talking about something that, you know.
Hopefully it'll benefit Everton in the future.
Sick to death of Everton. No, it's yeah, obviously VAR's coming in next year. And yeah, will it create a level playing field? Because I think a lot of people feel like it won't, like it's almost going to favour the big boys, and I can understand that in a way, because I suppose for, let's say the FA Cup or something like that, it's almost the inconsistencies at times that help, you know, the smaller teams as such. I've just watched the FA Cup weekend there. City were playing at Newport, and it's a terrible pitch, and the referee's maybe not giving every decision, and for some reason the commentators, they all love it. And going back to our game when we played Millwall, you know, Jonathan Pearce is loving the fact that the ref's not booking players for kicking shit out of a Richarlison and all these little things. So I can understand from that point of view why they'd be like, well, if that's a level playing field, then that gap is reduced. But in the Premier League, where teams are supposed to be within, I suppose, a certain level of each other, do you think it'll work the other way and go against those big teams?
Yeah, because they get some decisions that are outrageous because of who they are, doesn't it? I mean, let's be clear, VAR's only brought in for game-changing decisions, isn't it? So it's not every tackle that goes in. It's not like they're going to stop the game and go, that's a yellow card, and that's you've missed a free kick that should have been. But I think when we see some of the decisions that the bigger clubs get, you know, you look and just think, we never get, like, you know, Mo Salah, for argument's sake, flopping his arms back and going down, and the games that win Liverpool games that are keeping them at the top of the league, and you're like, we just wouldn't get those decisions. No. So and they wouldn't get them with VAR. We've seen City get decision benefits of the doubt with some stuff, and it's natural, you know. United get decisions. You've heard referees saying, not sure, but I'd probably give it because it was at Anfield or Old Trafford, and you're like, whoa, what do you mean? Yeah. You'd give it because because that's Liverpool or Anfield or United or Old Trafford. So that can only be a good thing for the game. And there's a tendency as a fan of a club outside the top six to go, you know, be a bit paranoid. We never get those decisions. But you've got Matt Letitia, who's quite a high profile pundit on Sky, really. I quite like him. I think he's quite down the middle, I think, saying these big clubs are nervous about these decisions, about this VAR. They're trying everything to put it off for another because they don't want it coming in yet. You've got him saying it. It shows you that it's more than us just being sensitive.
Pochettino said a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? He said, I'd leave it for another year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said, I'd probably leave it. Probably needs more testing. I was going, why does it need more testing? As long as it's in and it's universal. See, the big problem I've got at the moment, certainly with the FA Cup, is the fact that, you know, in our game, again, the handball,
people are punching things in the net.
You know, the ref doesn't see it, doesn't give it. Well, VAR, that immediately clears that up. And again, going back to what I was saying before about it's the fact that it's not a level playing field helps those teams, helps the cup shocks, helps ultimately the magic of the FA Cup. But it's bollocks, isn't it? That's bollocks. Because at the end of the day, we all want a level playing field. You wouldn't say it's like goal line technology. You know, you've got to have. You know, if you have it in every game in a league, then it's consistent, and that is a consistent thing because that doesn't rely on anything else but sensors, and therefore it's 100% accurate. But it's the idea of, well, if it comes in, there might be there might be a little bit of teething problems at the beginning, but we'll all get that anyway, and it'll grow into a product. You can't leave something till it's for me anyway. I don't think there's ever going to be 100% certainty with it, and because, and I always like to stress this, it's not a robot making the decisions. It's not goal line technology where a buzzer will tell you whether it goes in or not. There isn't a man in a stand buzzing the referee's arm. It's a sensor in a goal telling him whether it's in or not. You know, it's a calculation.
For goal line technology, not for...
Whereas for VAR, it's humans are still making those decisions. And this is what I think... I always struggle with this for other people, is that when the World Cup final, the penalty that was given for France, disgrace, VAR's a disgrace. Well, why? That was never a pen. Well, the referee gave it. VAR didn't give it. VAR assisted the referee in having another look at it. The people in the stands said to him, you might want to have a little look at this. He went and had a look at it. He underhand, and in the end he decided it was a penalty. Right? It wasn't absolutely clear that it was a penalty in...
It hit the lad on the hand.
Yeah, it did hit the lad on the hand, and he could see that. It was just then up to his interpretation. As we've said loads of times, it's the rules that are the problems. No. There shouldn't be an interpretation. No, that's
and so it's changing the handball.
Well, yeah, it is, and that helps. That will help change the rules, clarify the rules, and it'll help give uniformity. So in Europe, that would be a pen. Well, why isn't it a pen in the Premier League or whatever? Or help them out with that. But this idea that somehow, you know, a robot ref makes a decision is bollocks. It's still a human being, just with a better look at something. How many times have you seen a decision given, like you just said, at a big ground where big clubs are very clever at manipulating referees, get round them, get in their ear. You know, if it's a decision against you, get them looking at everything. It's like, if you've ever watched wrestling, it's also like a joke of the wrestling where, like, you know, there's loads of people involved. They'll get the attention of the referee while the other fella's punching the fella in the face from the outside, and everyone's like, no, you know, it's that old trope. It's used in wrestling all the time. It's like that. It's like, get the referee to think about other things. Well, hopefully this will get rid of all that misdirection, as you just said, and also the referee's got a lot to think about in a game of football. It is so fast. The offside trap now is changed. I mean, there's lots to consider.
I just don't think it's any different than him going over and talking to the linesman.
Yeah.
So he goes over and talks to the linesman and goes, if you give, you know, a penalty. I mean, we've seen in our game, the referee eventually went over to the linesman. Obviously, the linesman didn't have a clue, and he still gave the goal, even though it was shown on the screen as a handball, and the pair of them looked up and saw it. He still gave the goal. So going over, well, so I've said it so many times, they shouldn't even need to go over and review it. Someone should be reviewing it somewhere else and just go, if it's Michael Oliver, Michael, that's a penalty, number 5, pushed, blah de blah. There was a brilliant someone put it up last season and it was actually the FA Cup final. I don't know whether it was last season or the season before, when they're running through, and Chelsea United it is, I think, when United beat Chelsea, or Chelsea beat United rather, and Jones makes the tackle, and you can hear them talking in Oliver's ear as he's running. So he's running, they're going, man, right, he's last man, penalty, Michael, blah, blah. And he's waiting, and he goes over and says to Phil Jones or whatever, looking, you got, and their thing, and he's going, you can hear him saying, they've looked at it again, it's a penalty, end of story. And the United players are like, oh, right, okay. Because he's just dead clear. He hasn't gone, I have to go and look at the screen.
That's the way it should be.
And that's it. And that's the simple thing.
That's
and then
the way it should be.
You're making it as a team. You're not just Michael Oliver. You've got people who are part of your team. And I think if that happens, I think fans will accept it a lot more.
Oh yeah, on the thing, on the holes. I think they should use it all. I think it should be there. If the referee's like, listen, I know what you're saying, but I just want to get this in my own head that it's absolute. And that's right. Go and have a cut at telly, have a little look, and go, you were right there. Just to sort of get his own head straight, so he can answer those questions himself. That's fine. But I think in terms of the question on will it upset the bigger clubs, damn right it will. Because at the end of the day, we're all, we're human. There's a lot of human factors, like you just said. Oh, I probably would have given that at Anfield. Cop end, definitely. You know what it's like. Blah blah blah. All those factors come into play, of course they do. But we're seeing things. We've seen one last week, Liverpool at West Ham. Milner's clearly offside, and then Klopp comes out and says, "Well, no wonder we never got anything second half." And now he's up on a charge. He's had to answer the charge, and no wonder we never got anything, because the ref was obviously caught up with that. So he's used that almost in his favour, that they got a decision for them. And it's just like, whoa, hang on.
Although they did allow Origi to go through in the 94th minute when he was about 4 yards offside.
Exactly.
But you've seen it, I don't know whether you've seen it, but footage of West Ham going the tunnel, going out for the second half, and they say, Mark Noble is going, we've looked at it again, he was miles offside, and he's going, what? And he's going, he was miles offside, and we've seen it again, wait till you see you got it wrong, and you see the referee going like that.
That's the other thing, isn't it? We live in, it's 2019, we live in a world where the minute something happens at Goodison, I can get on my phone and see it.
You see it.
Or I can even go on Twitter and go, was that onside, was that offside? And someone will go, yeah, there's the picture of it, and go, look, that's a penalty, or he was onside, he was offside. Instantly.
Yeah.
Millwall, it's on the screen, get it off the fucking screen. They're screaming that. Our players are like, fucking look at that. And that creates murder on its own, because you're at a game and there's and you're like, no wonder there's fuming and there's kick-off and everything. We live in a world that has changed. We live in a world that things have to be right, because we can see the right. The referee can't afford to be like, boo.
But isn't the ultimate end game of this so that we come out with the right decision?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's about? Football's about two teams playing equally, because it's a competition, and in competition everything's supposed to be equal, because that's what the whole point of it is, to see who's the best, not who's helped to win. It's supposed to be, I'm able to win on my own. So as a refereeing team, and as a governing body, as the FA and Premier League, you should all want the correct decisions. So if Liverpool are the best team out of two teams on that day, they should be the best team, because every decision more or less is correct, and they've been better than that team on a day. It shouldn't be because Liverpool are at Anfield, there's a man, it's a cop, they're struggling, and Salah falls over, so you help them. They don't need a helping hand, and then for them other clubs, the clubs who are battling to stay up or whatever, they try and get a decision, the lads get taken down the box at Old Trafford, and they go, no penalty, and you're like, it was a penalty, and they end up conceding. It's happened to us loads of times at the games where you're looking and going, how's he not give that?
Well, we've seen it this season. We've seen Man United.
Man United
penalty for us was never a penalty. The referee couldn't see it because
John was
because he got 40 yards out of play. It made it look like it was a penalty, and all the factors went against us. We're in the real world,
And then Smalling takes things out, should be sent off because he's been
in the real world. Yeah, in the real world, it's a whatever. It's a drop ball because that's what they give.
We've had quite a few this season that have gone against us. Wolves day one, but Jagielkas have been reviewed now. They might have given it, they might not have given it. I personally thought he won the ball, but then we had Huddersfield with the fella punching Sosen in the face, which was a penalty. West Ham, we could moan and bitch. We've had 8 or 9 this season that could have made Marco Silva's job a lot easier, with those results, Everton could have been 5th or 6th. Not saying they're good enough to be there, but with proper results, with proper decisions going for us, which we should have got, it changes the complexion of someone's season. And that to me is a big thing. You know, if you're a manager who's your team is, you know, you're battling to stay in your job, or your team isn't getting what it deserves because of refereeing mistakes, or because referees are choosing to ignore stuff. I mean, look at the Arsenal game away with us. Aubameyang puts the game beyond us. Now, we used to say at 1-0 we didn't equalise. We nearly scored twice at 2-0. So who's to say we wouldn't have got a draw in that game? United, like you said, who's to say we wouldn't have gone in 0-0 and come out and turn them over in the second half? You don't know. Those decisions cost us vital points, and with an extra 4, 5, 6 points, we'd be comfortably 7th. And not just Everton, it will have happened to quite a few different teams. We've seen one, can't remember who it was, but a team near the bottom the other week, and outrageous decisions. And we've already had Charlie Austin this season talking about one of the goals they got disallowed, and then they end up Watford, I think it was.
Yeah.
Then Watford get a penalty that wasn't, and they could have had the chance for 3 points. It's them decisions. Now, Southampton ultimately could go down because maybe that Watford result. They're in the 3rd from bottom now. Imagine if they went down by a point or 2 points when they would have gone 2-0 up. The referee disallowed it and Watford equalised. It's things like that.
It's this idea that for some reason the rules should be grey and not black and white.
Yeah,
And it's like when the one with City and Liverpool it was cleared off the line, and you've got people going, well, it should have been given. Well, no. The rules say the whole ball has to go over the line. Yeah, but
Look
you know,
at the shadow, it looked like it was
not
in.
even things like that, not even that it looked like it was in. It was like, yeah, but the benefit of it should be able to go over enough. It shouldn't have to be the whole ball. No, the rules say it should have to be the whole ball. Yeah, but this is football, and you know, maybe we should like simplify it. And say, well, you have simplified it. It's either in or it's not in. It's not. We don't start the. You know, we don't start.
Well, that debate comes in because it's Liverpool. That's all.
Yeah, but that's the point again, isn't it? Oh, but what would you have to say down the pub? Loads. We don't sit. We haven't got a channel of complete. I mean, Baz would like it if it was completely just moaning about referees, but we haven't got it. We haven't got a channel that is built on discussion about referees. We've got a channel that's built on discussion about football, our football club. No, we were wrong by this ref, and because that would be to take away from every other thing that goes on in football. So if you can who can honestly, hand on heart, say the game has been made worse by goal line technology?
There's been the odd game. I remember Liverpool West Brom a couple of years ago, and it was an absolute farce, and it took ages to make decisions, and goals were given and then chalked off. And ultimately, though, they got all the decisions right. It just took ages. But we can sit.
That was the trial.
No, I know. No, you've just asked the question. I'm just answering it.
But you actually answered it different.
But then, because you say made worse, that night was made worse. Yeah. Oh, did you? Sorry, I thought you meant VAR. Goal line technology's made the game better. VAR, we had it against Southampton at home in the Cup this year, the Carabao Cup. Twice I thought Richarlison was taken out. 2 times when the referee went like that, I thought, they've looked at it again, it mustn't be. Right? Now, okay, someone come back and went, yeah, but who looked at it? Well, it's irrelevant. Someone's looked at it. He hasn't given it, okay? That's fine. So I just went, he mustn't have happened then. Whereas if there wouldn't have been that, I'd have come out going, you cheating bastard referee, twice he was through. But you have to kind of go, and you know what the other thing it does? The other thing it does as well, it makes referees, it makes them accountable then. Because if you then don't get it
wrong.
Exactly, you get it wrong and it's shown everywhere. They are hammered, end the story, there's nowhere to hide. You can't go, I didn't see it on the day, you've looked at it, someone else has looked at it. So then it highlights the corruption. And that's why the big 6 don't want it.
Exactly. That's it. It will be everywhere beyond and because all their games are mostly live as well. TV channels will be pouring over it, and they'll go. They can't go. Do you think what he's done there? He's given a decision. You know, it'll be like he did it, and there it shows, and we can see it again, and you can take that out, and it'll be all. The other side of it, which I think is interesting, and I think, you know, I mean, people always criticise the fellas with the lollipop sticks behind the goal, the ones.
Yeah.
But one of the big things they got brought in for, what not only to give decisions as another pair of eyes, it was to stop things happen before they happened. So because of where they are, the close proximity to the penalty box, things like set pieces and corners. You know, will there be as much holding in the box? We've seen this in the World Cup, didn't we? With actually decisions being made on holding. Loads of penalties given for holding. England got lucky with that. Well, not lucky. Lucky's the wrong word. They got the decisions because of holding.
Yeah.
And it's things like that where you think, hopefully with VAR and with people watching, people won't do that anymore. People won't take those chances. People will stop. I mean, you know, it probably won't make a blind bit of difference to us the way we defend set pieces, but
we don't hold anyone.
But you know, you look at it and go, well, maybe all the dirty little tricks that we aren't good at will be pushed out the way, because people will be like, well, you won't be able to get away with this. I can't. But we have seen that recently, haven't we? With our players have been held in the box against Millwall.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
We should have had one.
Michael Keane.
They should have had one. I'm sure we should have had one against Wolves as well. There's been a couple of times in the last 3 or 4 games where Huddersfield, I think we should have had one in the first half. Someone was getting held. Hopefully, all those things will be taken out of the game now. So you're not seeing that as much as well, because people are like, well, there's eyes on us. There's an extra pair of eyes on us now. Where, you know, if someone gets pulled down in the box, someone looking will go, he's just been pulled down. You mightn't have seen it, but we've seen it. And again, that's happened to us a few times.
You know what? I hope it happens with diving, because I hope it happens so that we have to have a word with Richarlison and say, stay on your feet, because you're getting scrutinised, mate. And if they look and see you've dived, they can have a word in the referee's ear, and it might make him stay up, so that when he goes down, you know he's being fouled. It's not, you know, you'd have to look at it. Listen, you know, I've slated Salah for diving. I'm not going to not slate Richarlison for doing the same. Stay on your feet. So when you're fouled, you're fouled. So the referee looks and goes, I know he's been fouled because he's down. No, it's him again. It's no good to us if he keeps doing it. So them extra eyes, the clubs have got to look at these players and go, you know what, you need to stay on your feet, because now you're going to have someone.
But on the flip side of that, Baz, if Richarlison is getting fouled,
yeah, but they'll also see it.
They'll see it, and it won't. And these reputations won't be gained.
That's right.
So you know, if Salah, take it away from an Everton player, if Salah's being fouled 7 times out of 10, and the 3 times he looks like he's diving. Well, if those 7 times he's getting his decisions and the other 3 he's not, then maybe he'll cut out the other 3. And that's the same with Charles, same with Sahar. Sahar we've seen recently getting sent off after being fouled. He's now got this image of being a diver. Now that's not 100% true, because we know he gets the shit kicked out of him. Richarlison gets the shit kicked out of him. I imagine Salah
try to make the most.
I imagine Salah gets the shit kicked out of him. So, but we hopefully can eradicate. Not saying we will, but the diving. If people are just like, listen, I've just been buzzed, get up, or I've just been buzzed, that was a penalty. You were kicked, you were brought down. People are using their reputations against people, or whatever. I think it does get that the even playing field. So listen, we're humans. Referee will go into the game going, I remember you last time doing that thing to me. You know, I remember you made me look like a tit, or whatever. I'll make sure today. Of course, it goes on. The human beings.
But then, if they've got someone in their ear going, he's just being side down to penalty, or it's a foul.
We know for a fact that these things. We've heard referees not from that long ago who were like, oh, I went into that game and I knew what I was getting. You know, Goodison Park or whatever, or this or that. Who's to say? You know, you can start holding people to account, can't you? And therefore, I mean, how many great refereeing strategies. I mean, we were talking before about, you know, Kalina, and Pole in the derby, and Thomas in the derby, and there's a list, there's a book you could make. There's a list, isn't there, of decisions that we know that we've never got. It keeps you honest, hopefully.
There's still going to be enough talking points, because there's going to be talking points. Why did he do that when he knew the cameras were on him, or should that have been? Or you're gonna debate everything, because we do. It's what we do. We love football that much that we debate it, and that's why people watch, and we watch all sorts, and we listen to stuff. That's the whole point of football.
But going back from what we were saying before, though, about the level playing field, it should be a level playing field, though, for everyone. You know, the same way that you know, we know for a fact that Millwall handballed it in to make it 2-2. You know, if that's disallowed, we go, fucking hell, we got away with one there. You know, he's just scored with his hand, but if he hadn't scored with his hand, he would have just tapped it in. Then stop it for 5 minutes. Get on. We hopefully go through. If we don't, then we've the architect of our own downfall. But then that's the same if, you know, if a top club does something or it goes again. Liverpool last week played Leicester, and to be fair, they had a Stonewall penalty turn around. Yeah, Stonewall, top end, ironically enough. Sane was brought down. You know, it happened to them. Then the next game, it goes against them. And I know people say it evens itself up, but it shouldn't even itself up, because there shouldn't have to be any evening up.
No.
A decision should be made when it happens. I mean, we seen one last week. The lad from West Brom wins them a penalty in the last minute to make it 2-2. He gets done for the diving, only the third player to be done for the diving. It was a clear dive. What's his name? The kid, Gale.
Oh yeah.
He goes down. It's a clear dive. Two players are coming from side to side. He jumps between them. The referee somehow gives a penalty. I don't know how. And the referee, you know, gets away with it because he's the one who's being punished. You know, you dived. You're punishing me. 2-2. Well, I think it was against Forest. Well, what did Forest get for it? What did they get for it? Game's finished 2-2. What did they get for it? They get nothing. They get nothing whatsoever. Alright, Gale's been punished, but he'll take that punishment. He's just won this team a point by diving. So, you know, we need the decision to be made on the day so it affects the teams playing.
That are playing.
You know, that's where football is always been a bit weird. It's like
it was like when the Ash got done for diving, even though he didn't, and the referee said he didn't. But didn't help Crystal Palace, did it?
No.
Because all it did was we then had 2 games against teams who were around them, and the Ash, who was our top scorer, or up there with scoring goals, couldn't play in the 2 games against their 2 rivals. So literally, you actually punished Crystal Palace rather than help them.
Yeah.
So you're right. If you deceive someone on the day, you should be.
West Ham and Huddersfield, wasn't it? That he was suspended for, I think.
It was Southampton and West Ham,
okay.
who were both in the bottom 3 anyway. So you literally punished you punished Palace because 2 of their rivals you were playing against you didn't have your best team against them. One of them battered us 4-1. So it didn't help them in any way, shape or form. So you're right, it should be made there, and then yes, he's dived, right, you're getting booked, that isn't a penalty, so they get the benefit of the doubt. It's like you say, it's no punishing someone on the Monday. Like, and what? What's the big thing?
Fans will get used to it. It'll come in. Fans will get used to it. They'll understand how it works. Okay, when it first starts, it might be. This has been the period we're in now. But I mean, I still think it's stupid that the FA Cup doesn't use
that's
at every. I mean, that's
nonsense.
That's just nonsense. That's just like saying, well, yeah, you would have got the decision if you'd been at Goodison or.
It's the look of the draw. If it's on live, definitely. I mean, it should be everywhere. But if it's on live, especially because there's so many cameras there. There was outrageous that Everton's wasn't VAR, absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, it's outrageous that a ground that can show it on a big screen seconds later can't, you know,
hasn't got the facilities.
It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. But that's you live with that, and ultimately, you know, it was Everton who.
Well, that's the way it is. We've been done though.
But from next season, you know. It'll be a big thing. As I say, I think
it's going to be interesting. That's the way I look at it. It's going to be really interesting to see how those teams play out.
Fans need to be educated on it, and will be educated on it, because once it comes in, it'll be in. You know, we've gone through other big changes in the game. We've gone through the offsides. We've gone through back pass rule. Big things have changed in football over the years. It's this idea, it's going away from the rule. Well, it's not going away from the rules, is it? It's not going away from the rules.
Why do people like wrong decisions?
I don't know, they're weird.
I don't understand it.
It's weird.
People go to me, no, I like the fact that he can get it wrong. I don't.
What would you rather have? Would you rather have wrong decisions even themselves out, or right decisions even themselves out?
I'd want the right decision.
Exactly. So time. In one game, you might get a decision that goes against you, okay? But at least it's the right decision. At least you can go... You can't go, for fuck's sake, I know he was 10 yards offside, but that's just not fair, is it? You can't say that, can you? If someone, you don't go now, if the ball bounces over the line, you don't go, oh, it's a fucking, unless you're them, you don't go, it's a fucking disgrace that they've got goal line technology. You just go, it was him, wasn't it? Bastard. Or if it bounces on the line, it doesn't go, and you go, well, it didn't go in, did it? You're either playing the game or you're not, are you? But, and it'll even itself out the positive way.
If you look and go, we've given a penalty away there, but it was a penalty. You just go, what? The focus then goes on the player. Why is he diving in? Why has he done that?
This is why I know we have. I hate bad refs as much as Baz, and when we do our things, they'll be slightly different, Baz. But I always try and go, why did he do that? Why is our play? Because the way I look at it is, every game you change your ref, so you've got no control over that. But our manager's got control over our players.
But my bugbear is we do change the refs every game, and yet they still stick.
That's fair enough. I appreciate that.
What annoys
but
me.
the point being is, right? When Millwall scored their second goal, right? You could moan all day about the referee, right? But I'm not saying you would. But the way I look at it is that if we concede 3 goals in the same game, all from the same source, then there's no point moaning at the referee. You're better moaning at the players and the coaches and the manager, and hopefully this will stop. Hopefully, will focus things so that how many games have you got?
But you will turn around and say, yeah, but we defended properly.
We didn't. Did we?
No, we didn't. But he would say, yeah, but that shouldn't have stood.
Well, that's fair enough.
Because it was nothing we
and
did
then
wrong.
and then that'd be fair, because then you've got nothing to moan about, and that's fair. If you can honestly put your hand on your heart and watch a game of football and go, we lost that game because the referee totally did this. There are games. Listen, we've just said some. The ones we just said, the ones cleaner and all that, they were games where the game would have been changed by what, and that's fair enough.
But Millwall would have been, wouldn't it? We'd have been 2-1 up with 15 minutes left.
Maybe.
Well, it would have. It's fact, isn't it? But you're right in terms of Everton should have dealt with it. But at the end of the day, it was a handball to equalise. If we had this, if VAR was in years ago, Everton would have won the Milk Cup. Would have beat Liverpool in the Milk Cup final because Hansen fucking handballed it.
Where was VAR when Hitler was taken away?
Well, that was it.
Do you know what I mean?
Imagine if we would have had VAR.
If he just strolled into Austria and someone had just gone,
yeah, where's he come from?
Where's he going? Where's he been? And we would have been the league champions for at least the next 15 years.
I think we should claim them anyway.
Well, I do claim them. I claim.
We're literally.
We've got 15 league titles as far as I'm concerned, plus the 2.
Hang on, what about 2 from the
That's what
first
I'm saying.
World
So we've got 17 league titles.
So we're the third one. We've won at the third.
As far as I'm concerned, we've won 17 league titles.
100%. I'm with you, 100%.
Or
we've reigned the longest.
Or we won 6 years in a row. Anyone else won 6 years in a row?
Nope.
We were the league champions from 39 to 45. 6 years. 6 years. As far as I'm not being funny.
You can VAR that all you want.
If Juventus are claiming all theirs back, I'm not being funny.
Rangers claiming that.
I'm not being funny. A World War, 2 of them. If they can claim back being a club that they're not a club, and one can claim where they diddled the refs, then I'm certainly claiming the ones. 17 league titles, 6 years unbroken spell as being the champions.
There you go. And VAR,
I'm not being funny.
You can look at that all you want. VAR will prove it.
They'd take it. They'd take it.
They'd take everything.
They'd take it.
They'd even claim the war.
If they won the league this season and then the nuclear bomb went off, there'd be someone in the year 3042, if there was a footy finished forever, there'd still be someone who go, but we are still champions.
Oh, lad, we've won it. We reigned for 1,000 years.
Yeah, 1,000. Literally,
we're the champions for 1,000
year Reich.
So there you go, lad. 1,000 times, lad.
We wouldn't be scouts. Come on,
we could be.
We wouldn't.
No,
we wouldn't.
Imagine if they were.
We have won it for 1,000 years in a row.
All he'd do is he'd develop the Scouse accent to make it thingy, and then he'd just go. And when he'd have an argument,
we have been champions for 1,000 years.
When he'd be arguing, he'd just be like 1,000 times, lad.
No, I think by
5 times.
I think by then, yeah, the
1,000 stars.
No, the nuclear bomb will have mutated us to have 1,000,000 fingers to be like.
That many times, lad. That many times.
We'll all be talking about via telepathicness. Then they'll just telepath how many times they've won it. But yeah, VAR. I don't need VAR to tell me that. I don't, but
VAR.
there you go.
It's
Oh, that's answered your
nice one, Mark. It's going to make it, we believe, it'll certainly make it a more level playing field, if not fully level. It will even things out, I believe, because it'll give accountability more so than there is now. That's what I think.
There you go. I hope that's answered the question. Thanks for the video. Thanks for everyone else who sent videos in as well. We will get round to doing something.
Especially you, Ross. We are doing yours later in the week.
And Jill.
And Jill.
Jill's a serial sender in.
Jill's like...
Jill's not been funny.
You know what Jill is? The Kellogg's of Tuesday topics.
She's great.
Cereal.
Oh.
Great.
Oh, mate.
I mean,
I'm waiting all day.
Hang on. Great. Frosties, yeah. You could have gone, she's great.
Well, yeah.
You could have put the great
I didn't want to.
but she is the...
I think, Jill, I think you've earned enough points now. Basically, like when you go for a coffee in McDonald's, you've earned enough now that you can come in on the couch whenever you want.
Get in, Jill.
Because everything you say is good. Bring the dog. But I think you've got enough little stamps now on your card. 5 cards and you get the 60s, you get to sit here with us and do a Tuesday topic with us.
Come and do it. Come and do it, Jill. And, I mean, did you see Marie's comments on it? On the AOB thing? If you did,
leave Marie and AOB and biscuits. till AOB.
Just check, well, you need to just check.
No, I'll just leave that.
Just check Marie's comments on the last week's AOB.
Oh, I did see that, yeah, but we'll leave it. But I want to talk about the biscuits on this AOB.
We'll talk about Marie's biscuits of the week, yeah.
I won't say any more. Thanks very much. We'll see you later.